Hey, what's up guys? So this is going to be part 4 of my series where we're talking about level 60 piece of equipment in a mix set as well as a blast set from a free-to-play perspective. So we're not going to talk about champion gear. And so far we've done the, well, not this one, but we've done the Stormcast set, we've done the Bumble Helm, the Firewall Plate. Today we're going to talk about the Ambrosial Cups. So if you've been playing this game for a while, you probably know that the cups are basically the best piece of equipment that you can get free to play. It's extremely hard to level up free to play, and we're going to go talk about why that's the case and how you can still get them to a high level and be efficient. So first of all, Ambrosial Cups, you can get them from, it's obviously in the accessories. We're going to look at it at a purple grade because most free-to-play players will have either a blue, a purple, some of them, and I know some of them have reached gold, but it's really hard to get. And obviously if you only build one, it's easier, but most people will build 2 and sometimes 3. So basically, what does the Ambrosial Cup give you? It gives you infantry and range attack, as well as infantry and range HP. So basically the best stats that you really want for war. We all know that attack is better than HP by a little bit, and both of them are really better than defense. So this is why the cup is really good. It's good in a mix set because it's a dual infantry and range. You can get this from the Bon Appetit. You need glowing halos. So from the Bon Appetit, you need 13. So that's the biggest. I would say from the old monsters, we have newer monsters now where we need a little bit more rares. But basically, the Ambrosial Cup is from the old sets of monsters where you can get rares somewhat a little bit easier than newer monsters, obviously. Halos you can get from chest, you can get from the forge supplies, you can get from the Tycoon when it's the Bon Appetit rotation, and the best way to get them is from bargain store in the events. So save your gem for the bargain store. Right now we've had a bargain store about 2 weeks ago, so make sure that you keep an eye out on those events. So what are we going to do in this video? We're going to compare the cups to several pieces of equipment. There are several options that you can do in the accessories. We're going to look at the Blight Ring. Like I said, we're not going to look at champion. I'm not going to look at some of the newer monsters. So first of all, if you look at the Book of the Dead, it's really hard to do. You need 18 rares. You don't have the Labyrinth. You don't have the Tycoon. You don't have the bargain store option. And the worst part is the stats are not as good. So with all of this combined, you really don't want to focus on the Book of the Dead. It's really hard to level up. I personally have like a green or a blue at best. I think I have, yeah, I think it's at green. It's really hard to level up. And it's going to be the same thing with the, as you can see, I cannot even do a gray one with the Polar Ring. The Polar Ring is, once again, a little bit worse. And it's also, and this one is an 18. I think Book of the Dead was also 18. So really hard to level up. So that's why we're not going to look at those. Otherwise, they would be good options. Like I said, we're going to look at the Blight Ring, which is something that a lot of people use in their sets. We're also going to look at the Burning Scroll, the Dragon's Iris, as well as some of the blast type of accessories like the Worm Seal, the Terra Vial, and the Fear Drum. So let's go and look at the first in the list is going to be, let's bring this up, the Blight Ring. First of all, what we need to take into account is that, like I said, people will get the cups. We'll have like a blue or a purple cup. At the same grade, I'll tell you right away that anything that we can compare aside from the newer monsters, aside from the Polar Ring and the Book of the Dead, anything is it's worse. Okay, the two that I mentioned are on par, but really hard to level up. Now that's why we're gonna look at anything we're gonna look at is gonna be one grade above, because it's easier. They're also easier to level up. So first of all, if you compare a gold Blight Ring to an Ambrosial Cup at purple, what you'll notice is you still get a lot more attack, 18% more attack with the cups compared to the Blight Ring, but you lose out 26% HP. That's a significant amount, and as well as 45% defense. And like I said in the past, I do a ratio of 1 to 5 for defense, so 45% defense for me is about 9% total attack. So basically, you would gain, but not you would gain. The Blight Ring has about 9% less attack total, but it has 26% more HP. So a gold Blight Ring would be better than a purple cup. So this is one of the main reasons why a lot of people will say, don't go for 3 cups. You can level up 2 cups and 1 Blight Ring at the same time. You'll get a gold Blight Ring most likely before you get 1, or at least if you're building 2 cups, your first cup to gold. And then later on, build up a 3rd cup once you're done with 2 mythic cups, which as free to play or light pay to play is extremely hard to get. I should know I don't even have a gold cup on my main, which is light pay to play, and I'm close, but I'm building 2 cups at the same time. So my first upgrade from purple to gold, I'm still not done yet. Now, obviously, there is a higher cost for the Blight Ring. You need half the rares at the same grade, but for 1 grade above, the cost is higher. So you're basically, by the time you build your 2 purple cups, it'll take about the same number of rares than to build your gold Blight Ring. The thing is, while that's true, I would say that the glowing halos with the bargain store are a little bit easier to get than the the toxins for the Blight Ring for the Mega Maggot. I have seen the toxins in the bargain store once, I believe, maybe twice, while the glowing halos are usually there every time. So this is one of the other reasons why we say build 2 cups and then a 3rd accessory, and in that case, I prefer the Blight Ring. Now, that might not be the most cost-efficient method. Let's go look at other equipment that people build. So the next up is going to be the Burning Scroll. So if you are Team Skullcrusher, you will not forge the Burning Scroll because you would be using the same rares. Personally, I did not build the Burning Scroll. I went, like I said, 2 cups and 1 ring. Now, if you are not Team Skullcrusher and you went with a Greatsword and a Burning Scroll in your accessories, this is how it would compare. One thing you will notice, you get more HP than the cup, so at 1 grade above, but you lose about 5% attack. Depending on how you value HP and attack, to me, these stats are about the same. So what you gain, so I value the cup about a purple cup about as equal as a Burning Scroll at gold. And as far as the cost, they're about the same. In fact, the cup is a little bit harder to get. Once again, the big cost if you build a Burning Scroll is that you will not have a great main hand because the Greatsword is not that great. Hashtag Team Skullcrusher. All right, but it's still a good piece of equipment. If you decide to go that route, or if in the past you went that route because you saw other players do it, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not optimal. So that is why a Burning Scroll at gold is about on par with a cup at purple. Let's look at the third options. that I see not a lot, but I see sometimes, and it's gonna be the Dragon's Iris. It is so basically, I forgot to mention, but the Burning Scroll is a 3 rare piece of equipment. The Dragon's Iris is the same thing. Now, the difference with this one is that you lose a lot more attack, so 12, but you gain 11% more HP. So obviously, the Dragon's Iris is a little bit worse than the Burning Scroll. And I would say that at this point, it's also worse than the Cup, but when you look at the cost, it is about the same. So once again, what is the real cost of building your Dragon's Iris is that you will not have a very high level, or it will delay your Dragon's Talent, the boots, which the boots are really, really good. They're good in a mix set, not the best one, but they're really good for a range blast set in the boots. So once again, the Cup is kind of up there. It's at purple grade, about the same effort. Now, I don't have any other chart like this one, but let's go look at some of the other options. And basically, if you guys recall, you got 32% attack, as well as 19, or is it 18? I forget, guys. I should have done a chart. It is 19% HP. Now, if you compare to the other piece of equipment at gold, the ones that I said. So basically, I know people will say, well, if you're Team Skull Crusher and you're not Team Greatsword, why don't you forge a Frostwing Breath? So basically, at 2 rares, it is not a bad option, but it's really not a great piece of equipment. You only get at gold 16% attack compared to 32 with the Cup, and you don't get any HP, so it's not that great. Now, if we compare with the Worm Seal, the Theravile, and the Fear Drum, those are all 1 rare. So if you compare, it is 1 rare is about a third of what you need for a purple Cup, and it's really not that good. The best one might be the Theravile, but it's also another infantry accessory. But if you look at the attack, basically 16% attack versus 32. You add the army defense, which is basically divide this by 5 and times 3. So probably something around like 6%. So 22% attack and 5% HP. It's not, obviously it's way cheaper than a purple Cup, but it's not a great piece of equipment. There are better options in a 3rd slot, or if you are going only 1 Cup and 1 Blight Ring, for instance, it is not a bad option, but it's something that's going to be very temporary, because once you get your Cup to a level that is interesting, you may want to do a 2nd Cup, because they're not the great, even on Mythic. And when you get to Mythic, then the cost is 1 more. So if it was a 3rd, it's not 2/3, and also a close to a gold ember. So, and when you look at this, it is closer at that point, but it's still not on par. Like that 11% defense would translate to about 7% attack. So you're still lower in attack, and you are still way lower on HP. And that's the same thing for this one. In fact, the drum is worse than the Theravile in that case. And same thing with the Worm Seal. It is, oh well, the Worm Seal is a little bit different because you get a lot more HP. So you would lose 10% on total attack, but then you would gain about 14%. The Worm Seal is not that bad because of the army HP in that case. But once again, that means going this to gold. And if you do this, that just means less orbs for your Cornet, which is a best in slot piece of equipment for your range blast. And basically the same thing with the Theravile. It just delays your Terror Shield, and your Fear Drum would just delay the Gargantua Belt. Now, another piece of equipment we could look at also, like the Rowdy Resolve, it's really hard to level up. Even though it's only it's 9 rares, sorry. Even though it's only 9 rares, the rares are harder to get, so it's easier to level up a Ambrosial Cup from the Bon Appetit. So we're not gonna talk, like I said, about champion. Champion is way harder. There's really nothing else we want to look at. Anything else is like 50 and below. This is like a Serpent Gladiator. Once again, very hard to level up to get the rares. So, and that's it. Like I said, I'm not gonna talk about the Polar Ring. Polar Ring would be about equal to a cup. The rares, you cannot get the rares. So this is why, guys, the Ambrosial Cups are that great. Several ways to get them with Tycoon, with the bargain store. Also, I don't think I have those chests currently, but basically the monstrous chests, there's a chance of getting them, and also the monstrous crate. Monstrous crate you can get from the Exchange Extravaganza. Pretty good way to get them. The drop rates for normal chests are really low. The same thing with the Queen Bee and the Tidal Titan. You get about 3% chance of getting a rare. Really low, so it is not the main way to get those. Same thing for Monster Hunt. So you want to focus on Tycoon, you want to focus on Monstrous Crate with Exchange Extravaganza, as well as the bargain store. Guys, save your gems. You should really only use your gems for like shield from time to time. Buy some Tycoon tokens, at least to have enough to complete the weekly circuit, just like it's the last 5 hours of this week. I will be using my tokens only to finish this. You can also save your tokens for events like Chaos Dragon and Watcher. But save your gems, guys, for the bargain store. It's not groundbreaking, but it's the best way to level up your gear. So that's about it for the accessory. I'm still gonna go over all the other ones, but that's number 4 in the series. I hope you like this kind of content, this kind of comparison, and basically the effort versus the rewards that you get with your rares. Let me know, guys, in the comments below. What's your setup? Do you have 1, 2, 3 cups? Are you free to play or pay to play? I know some of the big pay to play guys, they not only have like 3 cups, they have backup for different sets. They have mix. They have, because basically you can use that for an infantry blast as well as a range blast setup. So you could have your jewels set up in a way to have all your infantry and everything, as well as range in a different set. Obviously for free to play, that's kind of a pipe dream. You really want to focus on 1 or 2 going to mythic, and extremely patient. You guys need to be patient for this. So guys, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video or in the next stream.